My name is Greg Slayton, and I'm with Salvin Dental, and I want to talk to you today about the power of a handwritten note. I've got two brief stories I want to tell you. First was about 7 years ago. My family and I had changed churches, and I went to the very first church service, and the pastor gave a great message. I came home and I wrote him a thank you note. I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was probably something like, I thought your message was wonderful and thanks for what you do every day. And I put a stamp on it and I put it in the mail. I'd never met the pastor before, and I go to a pretty decent sized church. About 1,000 people come every Sunday. The very next Sunday, I'm walking into the church service and I see the pastor out of the corner of my left eye. He's talking to someone and he calls out, "Hey, Greg." And I immediately turned around because we've never met, and there's obviously another guy named Greg that he knows, and I walk in and I said, well, let me just continue to walk in, and I noticed that he's approaching me, and I started to, oh my goodness, he's going to talk to me. And he walks up, puts his hand on my shoulder and said, "I want you to know how much that handwritten note that you sent to me meant to me. It meant the world to me, and thank you for that." And I was floored. I didn't know he knew my name. Fast forward about 6 months later, my mother was receiving dental implants from a doctor just north of Charlotte, a periodontist, who honestly I don't know. I know his name, I know him now. And my mom was bragging about how her treatment went, how the doctor treated her with respect, and there was no pain, and just how much she enjoyed her smile and her ability to chew and eat again. And that's my mom, and I appreciate someone taking care of my mom. So what I did was I wrote a handwritten note to the doctor, and I said, "Thank you so much for taking care of my mom. She means the world to me, and here's what she said about you, and just thanks." Put it in the mail. A few months later, I'm in the Seattle airport. I've never met this doctor before. And another colleague of mine said, "Hey, have you met Dr. X?" And I said, "No, I haven't, but I'm so glad that I'm meeting you now. We're in baggage claim. I'm so glad I have the chance to meet you. You took great care of my mother." And he looked at me and said, "Oh, I know exactly who you are." He said, "You wrote me a handwritten note thanking me for taking care of your mother." That handwritten note is thumbtacked on the wall behind my computer, and I look at it every day as a reminder to me that I can have a great positive impact on someone's life. And those two examples for me have really reminded me of the power of a handwritten note. Different than a phone call or a text or a voicemail or even an email. When you take the time with your own hands with a pen and write someone, you know, what you did for them, the way that you impacted them, the way you felt about a message and experience, etc., and take the time and put it in the mail, that really has a strong impact and shows that you took the time to let them know and how much you cared. So I would encourage you all to adopt that and make it a habit that you do every day.